Hey, Coach Kirsten here with Invictus Fitness San Diego, coming at you with another Coach's Corner, and joining me today is Coach TJ. TJ has been with our team in San Diego for 4 years. He's one of our head coaches. He also runs a great program, Invictus Mind Muscle, teaches us all about how to be awesome, reaching new positions, range of motion with all of our joints. You can find some live recorded videos on our YouTube channel that he leads you through to increase your mobility and range of motion, if that's what you want. And today we're going to dive into some juicy Coach's Corner questions.
Are we going to talk about the questions?
The
questions, sorry. Yeah,
the question.
Got it.
The question that everybody's here for. First one. How do you, Coach TJ, add value to our members' experience beyond on-the-floor coaching, especially when it comes to group coaches out there where maybe those members are only coming in one time a day, a 1 hour long class. Maybe you're seeing them 3 to 5 times a week, but if they're only attending a group class, that means the attention is divided. They're only getting a few personal touches from you during that hour. So how do you go about adding more impact, more value to that client's experience?
It's an awesome question, and I think about it a lot because even though you see us out on the floor, we talked about this for your Invictus U program. I was like, do you have any training for coaches like behind the computer? Because I feel like that's where so much extra work gets done that just isn't seen. You don't think of as your coach like typing away, but that's probably the main way that I add value to, beyond that hour is personal touches over email or follow-up conversations. So when I'm coaching a class, I'll almost always have my phone on me, never take it out and scroll Instagram. But when someone comes up to me and says like, hey, my shoulder bugs me, I will immediately forget when the class ends. So I just make sure a quick note. And then at the end, I've got a list at the end of each class. Oh, reach out to this person. And then put together maybe a link to a video or something like that.
Nice. Following up when a client gives you, drops you that breadcrumb, right? They allude to a goal they have, they allude to an injury they have that they haven't been able to really move beyond. If you write them an email saying, hey, here's a video that a stretch that might help that pain you're experiencing, even though you know that's not going to be the sole solution for what they want, just that single follow-up, it lets them know that you actually listened. Yeah,
you care. Yes. And the appreciation you get from something even so small as a quick link to a video is huge. It goes beyond. Even if you could totally mess up your class, you could mess up the timing on a workout or something, and afterwards if you just sent someone a thing like, thanks for being flexible today with my timing on the workout, wink. You have an opportunity post-class to connect and provide value and even fix a mistake. If you feel like you didn't give a member 100% of your time or I wanted to go see so-and-so's lift, you can still follow up in that way and provide value if you can't in the class.
Yeah, and so at Invictus, we do have a client management system that we use. It doesn't really matter which one you have, and even if you don't have that at your gym, part of the coaching routine here of our most successful coaches is that they make part of their process that after a class, whether it was their best taught class or not, they often follow up to drive home coaching points. If you're running the class already, hey, these are the 2 or 3 things that I want the class to focus on in relation to setting up for the deadlift or how to pace this workout, or how to get better at a higher gymnastics technical drill. Following that up with other resources or even just summarizing, hey, these are the 2 or 3 takeaway points from the class, provides another education opportunity for them, but then also lets them know that you're thinking about that continued pursuit.
Or just oh, they thought of me after the class.
Beyond the floor.
Yeah, beyond the floor, and that's huge. And there's I've taken this just a small step further and made a little Discord channel for my semi-private clients. So just people who I work with in small group training and a few select other people who have eventually made their way in there. And this is, an app where you can just get a group of 20 people together and chat freely on different channels. So you can have different topics. So our group has an off topic where people post their Wordle score or whatever. And then there's also opportunity for me to provide honestly, it's like the stuff that if I were more social media centric, I would be thrown right on my story. But a lot of times we'll have had a conversation, a client and I, about like, oh, I can't, find time to cook. So maybe it's just me like literally being like, hey guys, look, here's how I make X, Y, and Z, providing that kind of, outside the gym touch. But it's even more personal. It's like, look, I struggle with this too. And then they also have a way that they can reach me if they have questions.
Yeah.
And it builds that like community as well. So kind of providing that value of like, oh, it's not just me and a coach. It's me, the coach, and everybody who he coaches too. We're all part of this like thing together. Right.
Creating a tribe within a tribe, right? That sense of belonging. And like stepping back from that, one thing that Invictus utilizes is that when a new member joins our gym, we've got a team of about 8 to 10 full-time coaches and a large gym base. Each member is assigned to a coach's quote-unquote tribe, and that coach is required, like part of their responsibility is to get to know everybody in their tribe, but that coach is also responsible for like the admin tasks related to that member, making sure their membership is up to date, following up if they show up on a last visit report, hey, they haven't been in 2 to 3 weeks, where are they? And the tribes get quite large. People have 30, 40, up to 60 people on their tribe. So one, if you're not doing that, it's a great way to keep eyes on each member, kind of like keep tabs on each member in your gym.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is now taking that tribe and making even greater impact, making micro communities within it.
Yeah. And like if you're a coach, like who are your 10 biggest fans.
Yeah.
Like instead of, sending messages out into the ether that are like, I hope someone's hearing this, reach out to those 10 people. Because it's not just that you're going to like enrich their experience, they'll tell someone. And that's where it starts basically, is even if you have 1 or 2 super fans who are like, we love your classes, start with them, and then you can kind of spread the community wider. And again, that's like all value outside the hour of class.
Yeah. I feel like a fundamental part also of adding value to a member's experience, I think we talk about this at Invictus all the time, is getting to know them as a human, not just as an athlete.
Yeah.
People come in here and sure, they have stated performance or fitness goals that they want. And fundamentally, our job as a coach is to help them reach those stated goals. But a really quick way to enrich the relationship and make it about a whole lot more than just achieving that pull-up, but like some big personal growth, is knowing who they are. Like if you know your clients' kids' names, what they do for a job, you can then customize that training even more. They come in, you can follow up with that question. It feels good having a coach be like, oh, they know me.
Yeah.
They remember that thing I told them last week that I've got,
Right.
a big exam coming up or something like that.
Yeah. Or a newborn, or sleep might not be, like the best at this moment, or whatever it is, whatever
Yes.
personal touch that is, 100%.
Yeah, just getting to know people as humans, not just athletes.
100%. And I mean, it makes it fun, right? Like, if you like I know you got really into Peloton recently. When I hear people talk about their Peloton instructor, they usually say like, oh my God, I love so-and-so, they're so much fun, right? They're not like, oh, I love so-and-so, they're the most technical, like they're the most precise. No, like we want to foster this environment of fun that people don't mind coming to. You know what I mean? Make it less of a chore. Part of that is like driving that community, and a micro part of that is knowing who you're coaching, and those people I'd hopefully know one another as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. Anything else you do to drive value outside of that hour?
No, those are kind of my main things. Tribe emails, communication, and the Discord is like my ultimate now, like micro tribe. Yeah.
I feel like the overall theme there is following up, creating opportunities to connect, whether it's virtual, in person, outside of the gym, grabbing a cup of coffee, but just opportunities for connection and adding value and getting to know somebody.
Yeah. 100%.
Awesome. Thanks, Peach.
Thank you.